All right. We're good to go? Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago, a very special episode as we are live from Murphy's Bleachers in Wrigleyville. We're having our second annual viewing party for the Bears versus the Broncos. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm joined alongside the Windy City Productions, Daniel Greenberg from Shy Sports Updates, and Bill from 3 Point Stands. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Glad to be on. Can't wait for the Bears to hopefully win finally.
Absolutely.
We need a win today, guys. We're 0-3 entering week 4 against the 0-3 Denver Broncos, who just gave up 70 points. How are we feeling out of the gate, especially with the news this morning after Chase Claypool will not be playing as a healthy scratch?
For me, I feel pretty good. I think this is a game that they definitely should win. I think Chase Claypool, was a good decision by the Bears to make him a healthy scratch after his comments this past week. So I think this is a learning lesson for him, and hopefully the Bears can move on and win the game.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm nervous 100%. I won't lie. After the last 3 games, which I all thought, besides the Chiefs game, I thought the Bears would win the first 2 games, which they obviously didn't. So at this point, I'm not optimistic anymore, but anything can happen. It's the Broncos who gave up 70 last game. So, we should win this, but we'll see.
I know that you and I have talked about Chase Claypool in the past, and I don't know if he's either being a drama queen or what's going on, but we gave up the 32nd overall pick for him. Are you frustrated? Are you just, what effect would he have had on the game if he played today? Overall, what are your thoughts?
I'm one of the biggest, like Nick said, I'm one of the biggest pro Claypool advocates based on his skills and what he should be. But it is getting to the point where a lot of the shenanigans are getting a little out of hand, but I did understand. I absolutely back what he was saying, but it probably wasn't the right time with all the mayhem that's happened the last 2 weeks. So I agree with the decision. It does. If they're trying to plan to trade him or anything like that, it does mess up his value a lot. But it was the right move. It probably will affect the game plan, but at least it gives Tyler Scott and some of the other guys a chance to get on the field.
And Equanimeous St. Brown will be playing today instead, a big-bodied wide receiver as well, who's worked in Luke Getsy's offense. Also, a guy that hasn't caused any problems, has worked with Justin Fields in the past before. Someone that could help open up this run game, something that Chase Claypool has struggled with is pass blocking, run blocking downfield. Daniel, let's start with you here. Equanimeous St. Brown is now on the active roster. He is probably going to be a part of this game today with his, again, big body, pass blocking. How are you feeling overall? Do you think we're going to use him a lot, or is he strictly a blocker out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do more screens with him. Luke Getsy loves the screens, and he's actually a good blocker. He's probably the best one on the team for the wide receiver position. So I think he's a good player. He's very solid, and I think he's a guy that you can rely on. So I think it's a good decision. He's a leader in that wide receiver room. I actually would have liked him to be active last week and the week before and the week before that. So I like him. I think he's a good player, and I think he's a player that the receiver group can rely on.
That's absolutely what we need. And that also gives the opportunity for Tyler Scott. I know that's someone we've been all very high on this year, had a good training camp, big, fast guy, or not big, but fast guy from Cincinnati. Another polls pick, another guy that we want to see, likely going to get some playing time today. Do you feel like he's going to be more in the passing game? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to say because the last couple of games, obviously, has not really been that involved, even though last game, we got blown out. We didn't see too much Tyler Scott, I feel like. So I think in this game, it's more going to be EQ St. Brown just because of his blocking ability. We don't know how good Tyler Scott is at blocking. So if it is going to be more screens, like Daniel said, it's probably going to be more of EQ. I would still hope we see, Tyler Scott on a streak down the field, maybe get a deep play going because Fields is good at, throwing those deep bombs. But at this point, I'm not expecting too much out of Tyler Scott. But if we keep on losing, at that point, then we could probably see more of him. But right now, I'm keeping expectations kind of low.
So if I said that it was over under 9 screens, are you taking the over or are you taking the under?
When you add ESB, I think you're looking at over.
At the over?
And over on the runs, too.
So let's talk about the runs a little bit here. Rashawn Johnson is going to be playing today. Khalil Herbert. I don't know if Foreman will be playing. He was another healthy scratch last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Bears only have 2 running backs out there because Travis Homer hasn't been confirmed yet, at least to our knowledge. Have you guys heard? So we only got 2 right now. So Rashawn Johnson's averaging 5.3 yards per carry. Khalil Herbert, 4 yards a carry. The Bears aren't pounding the rock, though. They're really trying to make Justin Fields pass this ball. You know, Bill, I'm going to pass this one over to you. I know you're a big Rashawn Johnson guy. Overall, like, are the Bears, should he be RB1? How should the Bears be utilizing him more? How is he going to help expand the game?
I think when it comes to Rojo and the Herbert backfield, I think it's a nice 1-2 punch like we had with Montgomery and Herbert. I don't necessarily feel like, he should be 3 down, take over RB1 and there's no Herbert involved. I like Roshan to get more touches, obviously, because he's very dynamic. When he takes on contact, he punishes tacklers. So that wears down the defense, that wears down your defensive line. And then you can bring in Herbert for the flash, for the speed, for the screen game, to get him out in the open field and that extra speed. Roshan, up the middle, up the gut, more, 10 to 15 times each. If it was me, I would run them at least double digits touches this game.
And you're raising a good point because the Bears' offensive line is still pretty banged up. Braxton Jones is out for the next couple weeks with that neck injury. Tevin Jenkins doesn't come back till next week, so you're already down 2 of your starters. Nate Davis is back today, though, at right guard. Left guard's going to be Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick over at center. How are you guys feeling about running it up the gut with this offensive line? I think they did a decent job last week against Kansas City. They did open up a lot of holes against a very tough Tampa Bay defense as well. I'm going to start it off with you, Rashad. How are you overall feeling, running the ball off the gut?
Yeah, I don't know. With Roshan, definitely I'm feeling good because he has that power to his game. But with Khalil Herbert, he kind of needs, open spaces to be there. So, up the gut, I'm not totally sure, besides Roshan. And, so far the run blocking also has not been as good, I feel like, as last year, obviously, because we've been missing Tevin Jenkins. Braxton Jones has been out last game. Nate Davis has not played really that much. I think he's playing in this game, Nate Davis, I'm pretty sure. So, we should be getting Nate Davis back in this game. But I don't know, man. Like last year, a lot of the run game was with Justin Fields. So, not totally sure how the run game is going to be in this game. But the Broncos do have the 32nd ranked run defense. So, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm feeling decently about it, at least with Roshan, I'd say. What about you?
So for me, I think that I've always been run first. That opens up your playbook, especially with a player like Justin Fields. The play action, getting him out of the pocket, I think that helps out big time. So I think they should definitely run as much as they can. And like I said, it opens up the playbook. The deep ball to DJ Moore, Tyler Scott with his speed. So I think with the offensive line, I think they're solid. They've done a solid job this season so far. But I think there is improvement. I think with the run game, I think that's when you can improve the whole playbook and the whole offense.
So let's talk about Denver's run defense. Now that we're on the subject, the Denver Broncos are the worst defensive team against the run. They're ranked 32nd, 177.5 yards per game. That's bad. Bears are at 95, so I guess a little bit better, obviously. But giving up 70 points last week, they just ran all over that Denver defense. And that's with Nick Chubb out there. And then on top of it, there's a lot of key injuries to Denver's defensive line this upcoming weekend. How do you guys see us offensively attacking? Is it probably going to be a run-heavy type game? I know we're all in favor of the heavy run game, but are we looking more of a pass potentially as well? Denver has an okay secondary. They are ranked a little bit lower on the passing yards. But do you think Luke Getsy's finally going to crack the code and just run the ball as much as possible with Fields and everybody, or how we feel?
I think that's the way to go. This is what they call a get-right game. And the way you get right is by continuously running the ball to kind of set up the pass. The pass game hasn't been very well executed, whether it's coaching, whether it's the wide receivers running the wrong routes or not emphatically running the routes. If you watch some of the routes and break down the film, they're not running at full speed at times. They're in the same area a lot of times. So I believe the way to get to the pass game is to first start off the game by running the ball, wearing down that defense, and then you can open up a lot of, deep shots or some of those more some of those plays that take a little longer to develop down the field.
Absolutely. Guys, feeling a little. I want to see a big passing game. I need DJ Moore to do something. Now that Claypool's not out there, Darnell Mooney's probably going to get more involved in Chase Claypool. Are you still focused on maybe rollouts and running the ball more? How are you guys feeling out of the game?
I would say for me, if they don't get right in this game, then we already have issues. But if they don't get right in this game, then we got some real issues, because this is a game that they should be putting out a lot of points. On offense, they should be scoring a bunch. On defense, take away sacks. So I think this is a game, like you said, this is a get right game, and they need to get this right ASAP because they got a game on Thursday too.
Yeah, I want to see the passing game take off in this game, even though I know we talked a lot about the run game, but the passing game should be there too because the Broncos also have the 31st ranked passing defense too, I'm pretty sure, according to my knowledge. So, like, if Fields can't have, at least 200 passing yards in this game,
they're bad.
They're bad, yeah. I'm not going to feel good if he can't get at least 200 passing yards in this game. Even with the run game going, like, at some point we have to see, him succeed as a passer, and this is the last year for him to do that. And time is kind of running out, right? Because even I saw online, like, Tyson Bagent is the backup quarterback in this game. And
that was an
I 100% guarantee, like, if Fields does not have a good start to this game, fans are going to be chanting for Tyson Bagent, whether it's deserved or not. So,
and it's funny you brought that up, and I hope I'm not cutting you off.
No.
But there was the former player professional scout came out on 670 The Score this past week and said himself that Justin Fields should not have been out there. Oh, there he is. The man himself. Come on, Viper, let's go. Here, Viper, come right here. Right here, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, Viper, fashionably late, but we're happy to have him. Viper, welcome. Absolutely. You just hold it up right. No, just hold it up right here to make sure you're good. All right, you're on. Viper, we're talking about Tyson Bagent is now going to be the quarterback 2 of the Chicago Bears. I don't know, man. I feel a little nervous about that. We don't want to throw him out for the Wolves. Like, we've done that with Mr. Trubisky. We've done that with Justin Fields. But is it Bagent time if Fields struggles, or do you just ride with Fields the rest of the season?
Okay, so I know you want to be positive about it.
It's all positive, yes.
Man, but this seems more to me like a TYA scenario. They're trying to cover it behind just in case people struggle. They can throw Bagent in there. Maybe you make the offense look a little better. So he gets look a little better to the upper management, all that stuff. I don't know, man. To me, it all comes down to how Fields performed today. This is like, he is the franchise. You need to do what you got to do to get him better and have him develop into the quarterback that we know he can be. Tyson Bagent being out there, that's their scapegoat. That's their stopgap. That have very little to do with what we need to do for the rest of this season, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Fellas, is it Bagent time if Fields struggles, or do we ride with Fields the rest of the season?
For me, you ride with Justin Fields.
You stand with Justin Fields?
I mean, I'm staying with Justin Fields.
Easy. Viper, you're an easy answer. There we go, right there.
We stand with Justin Fields, QB1 all the way. Love Tyson Bagent.
Let him develop. I mean, every great quarterback. Aaron Rodgers took a couple years to develop. Patrick Mahomes sat behind him for a year. Jordan Love, he tore us apart. There's no denial of that. He sat behind for a couple years behind Rodgers. That's what the Bears need to do. Fellas, let's talk about the defense real quick here. Secondary is absolutely banged up. We have 2 practice squad players potentially starting today for Chicago. I'm going to kick it over to you, Daniel. It's tough. Russell Wilson is out there. He's not prime Russ anymore, but he's still Russell Wilson. How are you feeling overall as a secondary against the passing game?
I think the D-line has to have a huge game in order for the secondary to feel more and more comfortable throughout the game. Like you said, Jalen Johnson's out, Josh Blackwell's out, Eddie Jackson's out. It's going to be tough. Oh, sorry. It's going to be tough for them. So hopefully the defensive line does really good in this game.
Job?
Yeah, I'm not optimistic, man. I mean,
there had to be one of us.
Yeah. Russell Wilson's been looking like a lot better this year as compared to last year. I think Sean Payton's definitely been getting a lot more out of him. So unless our D-line steps up, guys like maybe the rookies like Jervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, if they step up somehow, we might have a better performance. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not sure where this pressure is going to come from because Yannick has been only so-so at the best. Like DeMarcus Walker's been providing us with absolutely nothing. So I don't know. Until I see something, I'm not going to predict good things for the Bears defense. Right now, it's looking bad.
Viper?
Listen, man, as long as we're playing that outdated zone defense, we're going to get shredded by every quarterback, even the practice squad quarterback, to shred our defense. So the zone defense is archaic, it's antiquated. I can go out there and make completions against our zone defense, so I don't like our chances. So we'll see.
I'm hoping for some optimism over there. please, just something. Tell me about
all the things the guys said, but I absolutely do have faith. This is the best game to allow the guys up front, the front 4, to push through because Denver's offensive line is improved, but it hasn't done a fabulous job. So I believe the interior should be able to crush in Billings and the young guys, Pickens and of course Dexter should be able to, break down the pocket and get towards and get into the backfield and sack Russ.
And I'm happy we're hitting on the defensive line now because you can't blame the defensive linemen too much for how the play has been this year so far. Matt Eberflus and Alan Williams, when he was still the Bears defensive coordinator, a 3.7 blitz percentage, lowest in the league by double. I think it was the Chiefs that were doing it the second word, but they have Chris Jones and all those guys, so they don't have to blitz as much. They get to the backfield. That is something that the Bears absolutely have to do is get to the backfield. I'm happy you raised that point because Andrew Billings has been the only consistent guy for us this past year. He has above 80 grade so far this season. Been a great signing. A lot of people were saying he could be the Akeem Hicks type signing that the Chicago Bears needed. So far, is not turning out too bad. Who you kind of hit on Javon Dexter. Zach Pickens has been relatively quiet this year. Dominique Robinson has also been relatively quiet. If we start sending to the house out of all of our guys besides Yannick, that's a layup for you guys. I know we're all too smart for that. Who is the guy that's going to be the big presence that's going to make a change in this game?
DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker, former Denver Bronco, early in his stage. He talked all the noise between him and Justin Jones hyping up the Bears defensive line. That's the guy that needs to show up. Like, he was super hyper, all the workout videos that we've seen online. That's the guy that I want to see get out there because I've heard nothing from him. Not that I doubt him, but that's who needs to show up today.
How you feeling?
So I believe that T.J. Edwards currently leads the Bears in tackling. So that was money well spent.
And third in the NFL.
Third in the NFL. But the guy who really has been flashing and needs to flash more, maybe we should send him in more blitz packages, is Tremaine Edmonds. Like, the dude is an athletic freak. We see him all over the field. Like, the dude can make plays. Why not send him on to blitzes? Send him after the quarterback. I don't know if that's what he normally does or not. But at this point, we're 0-3. We're looking terrible. It's time to try everything at this point. So send Tremaine Edmonds on a few blitzes. Let's see if we can get some quarterback sacks there.
So if we give up let's say we send all 11 guys on a blitz, just absolutely send the house. We give up a touchdown. Will that make you happy still? At least we sent everybody, tried something new?
Try something new.
Keep one guy back. Keep the practice squad.
Right.
Yeah, keep the practice squad guy out there. Maybe things will turn around. Who are you looking out for in the defensive line today?
I think it's DeMarcus Walker. I think he has to have a huge game. And I think for me, I think the best blitzer that the Bears have on defense is Jaquan Brisker. I think he led the team last season in sacks. And I think he is a physical player, and I think I would blitz him a lot in this game. And I think that, like I said, that opens up Walker, Robinson, Jones, and I think that can go a long way. So hopefully they do that, and I think that can help out big time for the defense.
Yeah, I want to see something out of Javon Dexter. I mean, last game, I think he was pretty close to getting a sack. He's had a few pressures, I believe, the last game, but he hasn't actually gotten through to getting a sack yet. So I'm predicting he's going to get a sack in this game, his first, sack of his career, and that'd be pretty nice, right? Because, out of college, he was actually a more highly recruited, prospect out of high school. Than Jalen Carter was, right? So He has all the intangibles, all the physical tools. He just has to put it all together. So far, he hasn't, but maybe he does in this game. That'd be pretty nice.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's DeMarcus Walker. We go out, we signed him to a big 3-year contract. He's going to be a part of this plan for a while. And I'm going to be honest, when I was watching the Chiefs game last week, he just kind of would rush and then stand there. Once he got even close to Mahomes, it's like he didn't want to go any further. I need to start seeing the hands slapping. I need to start seeing the spin moves. I need to start seeing the swims, everything possible that's going to get DeMarcus Walker in that backfield. And the guy is energy. He brings a lot of confidence to this team. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about is the confidence of the team. We'll get to that in a second. But right now, I mean, it just looks like no one wants to be out there. No one looks like they want to go after the quarterback. No one wants to look like they want to make a tackle. Andrew Billings beside the point. And then T.J. Edwards, too. And then Brisker, he's a hype man. And when he's out there, he's good. But he's been hurt a lot this year. That's another thing that's hurting this defense. We need him to be in the secondary for sure today, without Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, and Kyler Gordon for at least another 2 weeks. But, guys, the confidence of the Bears, haven't seen it, haven't felt it. Guys on the sideline aren't looking very energetic. Could it be, the drama we're kind of seeing from Chase Claypool? Could it be someone else in the locker room or the locker room's lost? We don't know it yet. How do you think the Bears – I'm going to start over here with you, Rashad. How can the Bears get their confidence back? What are they going to need to do?
Yeah, quarterback has to be confident for the rest of the team to be confident. And right now, Justin Fields, as much as I love him, he's not confident out there. And that's partly because of, the offensive line faltering, the coaching staff not being good, and other issues too. So I'm not only blaming it on Fields, but right now, if you look at Fields out there, he just does not believe in himself. like at all, right? Like in his rookie year under Matt Nagy, he looked like he was more confident in himself, right? So if Fields gets that confidence back, then I feel like the rest of the team is going to get that confidence back too, because the quarterback is the leader of the team, right? So if the quarterback has confidence, everybody else also is going to have confidence. So it all starts with Justin Fields, I feel like.
They have that leadership committee, and hopefully that leadership committee that they have on their
Forgot
team.
about the leadership committee, to be
I mean, I think as part of leaders, you know, there's different things that you got to do during the game, not just on the field. And I think when you're on the sideline, you got to hype up the crowd, got to hype up your sideline, got to hype up. If a player makes a big play on the field, you hype it up. That's part of the leadership committee. So I think the leaders on the team have to step up like that.
Viper.
DTW nailed it perfectly. It all started with Justin Fields. We thought in the last game, the Bears were getting blown out. He's over there dapping people up on the sideline. What is that like? You're getting blown out. Why are you dapping your teammates up at the end of the game? And then you see them press conferences. He slouched over. He has this, why am I here face? He looks like he doesn't want to be here in press conferences. His play on the field doesn't look much different. So you got to find a way to get Justin Fields' confidence back, because he is the leader of that team. And it's kind of interesting to me because it seems like pundits and analysts around the NFL have come together to defend Justin Fields. They're not just, obviously there are things going on with the team with the way the players being called and different things like that, and the players themselves haven't been performing up to capacity. But I think we all know that Justin Fields is a dynamic player. Just what he gave us at the end of the last season when he was like setting the league on fire with the 1,000 yards rushing, just the caliber of player that he was when he came out of Ohio State. We know that he is a baller. But these first 3 games of the year, everybody, people inside and outside of the Chicago Bears, everybody knows something's wrong. And they know that, yes, Justin Fields has some playing to play, but it goes deeper than that. So whatever we do in the building today, it needs to be centered around getting that man's confidence back. Because once you just get a Justin Fields confidence back, that will filter through the entire team. And then you're going to see the real Chicago Bears that we expected game 1.
Bill, that's going to be a big one to lead off of, man. Viper, you got me wanting to run through a wall right now. Bill, what you got?
Viper always does that right before I have to go. But anyway, I agree with the Justin Fields take from all the guys, but we have 2 leaders. We have a defensive leader and we have an offensive leader in Justin Fields. Tremaine Edmonds has to pull that defense together, hype them up, and get them to play up to their talent level. Not one player other than TJ Edwards and Billings has played up to their talent level or their known skill set. Brisker dropped the interception, I believe, last week or
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, I think. And so we haven't completed plays. We haven't completed sacks, like you said about Javon Dexter, almost getting there. Almost doesn't count. Brandy, we need to stop. We need to get our defense hyped, because Bears are known for our defense first. Defense and run game. So get that established, and then the offense can fire off. Fields can have confidence because he doesn't have to come in 21-0 and try to bring
Please,
them back.
No,
please, defensive leaders, step up.
Everyone knock on wood right there. We don't need 21-0 at any point in this game. But, Viper, you and I talked about this. You're like, the league has been put on notice with Justin Fields. As of right now, not so much.
No.
But a lot of people, and I've seen you post about this, is that Justin Fields is actually off to the best start of his career so far, yardage-wise, touchdown-wise, and interception-wise. Not really saying much because he's had Matt Nagy and Luke Getsy, but where does it lie now at this point? Is it Fields not having the confidence out there, being a leader like we were talking about, or is he just not doing anything to help him? Should Fields kind of have that? Kind of like Cutler and Mike Martz, the FU mentality, like I'm going to go out and run this offense the way I want to run it, or is he a coach's player? Like, I saw you put that mic up right away. Well, what do you got to say to that?
For me, the players have to take responsibility, but the coaches put them in that situation. And I think Luke Getsy, the way that he has the plays that he does for the offense, I think he's committing a crime, and he's getting free about it and loose about it every single week. I think he's done a horrible job this season so far. He has put Justin Fields in a horrible situation, trying to make him a pocket passer, which he's not, and everyone knows that. The screenplays are horrible. I hate screenplays; they're the worst. But I think the players also have to take responsibility. There is a percentage there on the field. There is a percentage of them they have to take a blame for it, but the coaches put them in those positions.
Yeah, to Daniel's point, we can sit here and talk about Luke Getsy to the cow come home, but where's your pride? Where's your sense of I'm an NFL player? I'm playing on the Chicago Bears. Like, where's that sense of pride that you're here? You're in Soldier Field, in front of 50,000 people screaming, "Go Bears!" Like, where is your pride? Your alpha male mentality when you're out there on the football field? You can't be out on the NFL field all lackadaisical and not giving a care, because that's how you get injured. So I need Justin Fields and the rest of them just to find themselves. Sometimes you got to play the fight of your coaching. I literally saw Justin Fields run into an 8-man box. We're not running. He headed the ball off into an 8-man box. I'm told, or we've been told, that Justin Fields has the ability to audible out of situation. How are you running into an 8-man box? That's an easy audible for me. If I can see it, you can see it. So I don't understand. So yes, the coaching has been bad, but the players are players. You're a professional athlete getting paid millions of dollars to play the game, study this film, and understand what's going on in front of you. It can't all be on the coaches. If there's an 8-man box in front of you, why are you handing the ball off? Throw the football, audible to a pass, stuff like that. I'm looking for.
So, guys, we're in the last 5 minutes here. We thank everybody for tuning in, by the way. This has been a lot of fun so far. We love being at Murphy's. We love talking about the Bears, obviously. But let's talk about the 3 keys to the game for the Bears. I'm going to start over with you, Bill. What are the 3 keys in order to beat the Denver Broncos today?
Like I've been saying all show, defensive line has to create pressure and get Russ Wilson uncomfortable. The run game has to be efficient and heavy. I believe it's to me this should be game 1 for the offense, and then you can open up the passing. And Justin Fields has to point 3. I'm sorry. Justin Fields needs to get his head on straight. I love him. That's my dog. But he's got to get his head on straight. He's got to play within himself. Find that thing that you found last year, that click switch, and play your game. If it's all on Getsy, show us. If it's all on bad execution, get out there and make a play. Find a way. And the rest of the guys, just like Viper said, you guys are getting paid millions. Figure it out. You guys are on the field. These coaches aren't. They'll be able to get away with the scapegoat nature. But you guys need to go out there and show why you're worth being on the field and worth our cheers.
Viper?
I mean, it goes back to what I said. Chase Claypool is literally on a contract year, and he showed little to no effort. And then he goes out this week and says that the Bears are using him right. Even if that's true, that's not something you put out in public, man. And especially coming from a guy who we've been questioning. The nation has been questioning his effort. You're out there getting pancaked on block when you should be blocking for your players. Like, dude, again, show some pride, man. But as far as key to the game goes, the offense needs to get on track. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means. But the offense needs to get on track because the offense has been practically non-existent for the first 3 games. So we need some touchdowns early and often. The defense, stop getting shredded. I mean, I think to Bill's point, we got to get pressure on Russell Wilson. We got to make Russell Wilson feel uncomfortable. I think we can get a little pressure on him, then that opens it up for the secondary to make plays, maybe get some interceptions, some turnovers, stuff like that. So get some pressure on him. But my thing is the offense. Because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the defense has shown up at least a little bit. A
little bit, but they're also on the field for 20 more minutes a game.
That's the problem, Nick. The defense is on the field way too long because the offense is not giving them any rest. So we need the offense to go out there, assert them, they're dominant, run some 9, 10, 15-play drives out there, score some points, and then I think the rest of the options will open up the Bears.
There you go. Daniel, how you feeling?
So for me, the biggest key is no missed tackles on defense. We've seen way too many missed tackles. Second key is get the run game going. That opens up the passing game. And the third key is I want to see like a trick play on special teams. I don't know, something that gets the crowd excited. It's a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. Like go for it, or something exciting that gets Soldier Field like rocking.
He brings up a good point though, because I think it's going to be very important today to get the crowd into it.
The crowd's got to.
Because the crowd is going into the building probably not carrying it, but they're not going to have the energy that they normally do because the Bears have given them something to work with. Yep. But if you give them something to work with early, then we got a loud building, and it could be interesting.
Yeah, so key number 1, I want to see a deep pass from Justin Fields. Sorry about the noise, by the way, but I want to see the deep passing game working because we know Fields is a good deep passer. If he gets a bomb downfield to, Equanimeous St. Brown, Mooney, Moore, whoever, I think that would be good to start out the game with just to get the confidence rolling. Key number 2, I'd say just to get pressure on the quarterback, like you guys already said. Like, we have no pressure on the quarterback right now. I think we only have 1 sack on the year, or maybe 2 sacks or something like that. So it's bad right now. We have to get some pressure on the quarterback. And the key number 3 is just don't look like you don't have any confidence out there. Right? Like, have confidence in yourself. both for the offense and the defense. We have to go out there and actually like pretend like we want to win this game, which I feel like we haven't done that so far. Yeah. So everybody has to like have that swagger that we haven't shown so far. And if that happens, I feel like the Bears could win this game, right? Because the Broncos just gave up 70 points. So this should be a game the Bears can win, and hopefully they do so.
And I'm going to kind of combine everybody right here because Daniel, my number one, run the ball. You have to run the ball. It's a key strength for the Bears. That's what's going to help them move it down the field. Got to stay on the field and keep the chains moving. Kind of goes off your point. This is still point number one. Keep the defense off the field. Let them rest. Let them get – because that's maybe why they're playing so bad. They're absolutely gassed by the end of the second quarter. When they're going into halftime when they should be rested, they're not rested. Number two is, honestly, kind of going out to special teams. I want to see Justin Fields throw it as deep as possible. I don't care who's down there. Send Mooney, send Scott, send Moore, and just catch one deep. Get the crowd into it. And number three, confidence. The crowd is confident. You're going to have people cheering you on. You're going to be messing up the other team. People are going to be getting, anyone's head. That's Russell Wilson's head especially. Get some chants going. They're not going to be riding today. I hope I hear that a lot at Soldier Field. But the confidence has to be there for the Chicago Bears, and that is my three keys to the game. Guys, quickly before we close out, score prediction. How are you feeling today about the Bears? I know I've got some hype when walking in the door about scores. I didn't ask about scores, but asked for predictions. Bill, what are you thinking from score today?
I'm gonna remain optimistic. 24-17 Bears.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I just want a competitive game. But as far as score predictions go, oh man, let's go 24-17 Bears.
24-17. Daniel?
30-13 Bears.
Oh, okay. I like his the most so far. Sorry. I like his the most.
So
don't let that change your score.
I said on my YouTube channel I'm not going to predict the Bears win until I actually see one happen, so I can't do it right now.
Okay.
I think we can win, but I'm officially predicting Broncos win 28-24, but deep in my heart I'm still hoping for a Bears win.
And I'm going 28-20 Bears at the end of the day. So I think this is going to be great. But guys, it's been a lot of fun. Right at 30 minutes here. Great time at Murphy's Bleachers. If you're in the area, you can get down here before 12 o'clock. Doors open at 11 for everybody. Just come on in. Everyone's welcome. We're going to have organic, freshy tequila seltzer, Chicago-based company. They're going to be serving it up for you guys. Make sure you come and try that out. We got free food while supplies last. Trivia with Tony and Nick Barr will also be going on. You can win a crew neck, and you can win a lot of other prizes. But, guys, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Our pleasure, man.
And with that, thank you very much for joining this live stream of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and we'll see you guys next time. Good job. Thanks, guys.